Hola clase, ¿cómo están? Excelente. Y bienvenidos a Aprendiendo con Señor Cacao. I did it. Sometimes I have to start over, but I made it this time. Okay, so welcome to Friday. Scratch my nose. And we are going to go ahead and get started. Today we're going to do a couple of things. So let's get to it. All right, first we'll do our warm up. So today we are focusing on possessive adjectives and pronouns. We got the notes yesterday, we got a practice sheet. So hopefully you have seen all that and practiced a little bit. This is a review anyway from Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't forget, on Tuesday is going to be your next test. It is going to cover everything to do with reflexives, your daily routine things like afeitarse, cepillarse, maquillarse, vestirse. You have to know all those. And those other three concepts we learned. Two verbs. Necesito afeitarme. So two verbs. You have to know your reciprocal verbs. Ellos se besan, se abrazan, and your get verbs. I get mad. Me enojo. They get tired. Ellos se cansan. All right. So you have to know all that. And most likely, possessives will be on there as well. Okay. Now, as your teacher, you have to trust me. I'm not going to give it to you before you're ready, but I hope that you are. Okay. I will stay in contact. I'll keep an eye on how you're doing on things, but I would like to put the possessives on Tuesday's test as well. All right. So keep that in mind. That will be during your class period on Tuesday. Okay, let's get started. Let's go ahead and do the warm up. Okay. So we're practicing our possessives. If you don't know your possessive adjectives and pronouns, look at yesterday's video. Okay, you need to know this stuff. And I'm not just talking about for a test. I'm talking about for life. We say these things all the time. All right, so clase, por favor, saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. Okay, my friend is crazy. Mi amigo está loco. You might be able to say es loco. I still need to check up on that one. That's one of those things I don't quite know. But I know for sure está loco is correct because it's describing his mental state. Mi amigo está loco. Going nuts over there. His dogs are smart. Sus perros son inteligentes. Pedro's house is red. La casa de Pedro es roja. Now, even though Pedro is a boy, we are describing, remember, his house, his casa. La casa de Pedro es roja. If you said Pedro's casa, no, 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 no. There is not even an apostrophe that exists in Spanish. All right, here we have a pronoun. The burrito is mine. El burrito es mío. Okay, let's say we're already talking about books. And we say, let's bring this one and that one. Oh, hers is important. Grab that one. It would be el suyo es importante. El suyo es importante. Hers is important. My sandwich is big, but yours is huge. Mi sandwich es grande, pero, and here you go, el tuyo es grandísimo. Mi sandwich es grande, pero el tuyo es grandísimo. Let's say we're doing something feminine like manzana, just so you can see. Mi manzana es grande, pero la tuya es grandísima. Okay? So have a look at that and then you'll see. All right? So that is the warm-up. All right, now let's go to this. I'm going to go back over your notes here. And I'm going to start at the first here. Okay, possessive adjective. Oh, gosh. I'm getting tired, y'all. All right, possessive adjective. Mi, tu, su, nuestro, vuestro, su. Okay, and remember, like this says, they match in number and gender with what they're describing. My friend, mi amigo. My friends, mis amigos. Our friend, nuestro amigo. If she's a girl, nuestra amiga. Our friends, nuestros amigos, etc. Okay? So, for example, my house, mi casa. Our school, nuestra escuela. His books, sus libros. Okay, and then we did some practice. You can look at yesterday's video for that. All right, to show who specifically by name owns something, we use de. For example, Juan's dog, el perro de Juan. Okay, now let me show you this. If you want to say the boy's dog, el perro del chico. It's the girl's dog. It's not a sentence, but whatever, we'll put a period. El perro de la chica. Remember, anytime you have de el, they go and they stick together and become del. You have to. All right? So again, Elena's house is big. La casa de Elena es grande. The house of Elena. Okay, now possessive pronouns. We have mío, tuyo, suyo, nuestro, vuestro, suyo. And so whereas me means my, mío means mine. Okay? So pronouns take the place of things to avoid repetition or when you already know what's being referred to. Like if you're in the middle of a conversation and you're talking about dogs, you say, well, Pedro's dog is big, but mine is small. Yours is black and his is white. Theirs is tiny. You only have to say dog once before you know what it is. That's why we don't talk that way, right? You don't just say dog, 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 dog. My dog is big. Your dog is his dog. No, my dog, and then you say his, hers, yours, and you just leave it. That's what these are. So mío is mine, tuyo, yours, suyo, his, hers, nuestro, ours, vuestro, y'all's in Spain, and then suyo, theirs, you all's. And then, of course, that'd be for you formal, yours. Okay, so let's look at our examples again. El libro es mío. The book is mine. And again, the conversation continues, and somebody says, you're talking about my book, oh, this book. And you say, well, mine is in my backpack. El mío está en mi mochila. You don't say libro, and that's the whole point. Okay, these two sentences go together. Mi libro es grande. El tuyo es pequeño. Okay, we don't need to say what it is again. Mi libro es grande. El tuyo es pequeño. Tu carro es verde. El mío es rojo. If you're talking about Señor Coward's car, you say, el suyo es blanco. El suyo, his. All right? So again, if you want to say, I don't have my book, I have his, you can say, tengo el suyo. I have his. Not saying book again, because if you just keep saying book all the time, you're going to run yourself out of breath, and people are just going to wonder why you keep saying book, 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 book. Okay, and again, this is just showing there are different ways to say things. Juan's car. So I'll just read them in Spanish. El carro de Juan es rojo. Su carro es rojo. El suyo es rojo. El carro rojo es suyo. So it just depends on what you want to say. Okay, just like any other thing you say in life. Okay, now this is a little thing I made, just a little quick thing called short example. And here we go. So this is all kind of referring to the same thing. Mi casa es roja. Which word for word says what? My house is red, right? Spanish one sentence. What about this one? La casa roja es mía. The red house is mine. And finally, we just have la mía es roja. Mine is red. All right, let's say you're with a bunch of other people and you're all comparing your houses. Oh, la mía es grande. La mía es roja. La mía es pequeña. Okay? Okay, now, this is the point in class today where I'm going to ask everybody a question. And I want you to make a comparison. You can do this on your own. I want you to compare something of yours with something of your friends. For example, la casa de mi amigo es muy grande. La mía es pequeña. So listen to that structure again. La casa de mi amigo es muy grande. La mía es pequeña. So just make your own little comparison sentences. Think of anything, just one sentence. Just think of anything you can compare. Your dog, your backpack, anything that you want to say. Okay? You could make it up. My restaurant is huge. His is very small. Okay? All right, now, I'm looking at the lesson plan here. Okay, now I'm going to go over a couple of quick PowerPoints, and then I'm going to give you a writing assignment and turn you loose. All right? So, first one, and I think this is a pretty fun one. Okay. All right. So here we have a bunch of dogs that look like their owners. Okay. So let's do one together. We'll do my favorite one. So here's Peyton. He's doing this mouth thing. And then here is a dog named Cafe. And he's doing the same thing. Isn't that hilarious? So here's what my sentence is going to be. Café es el perro de Peyton. Café es el perro de Peyton. All right, so everybody pause the video, take a moment, and make the whole important thing is you make a sentence, okay? Café es el perro de Peyton. Okay, pause now. All right, so I'm going to say Dulce es el perro de Benito. Oso es el perro de Carlos. Tigre es el perro de María. Capitán es el perro de Laura. Y Loco es el perro de Pedro. Okay, so that's always a cute little assignment. I like that. Okay, now there's one more that I want to show you, and this is actually also really good practice about making your own little sentences. Okay, so here's one that's kind of done for you. So this one says, es la casa de Squidward. Okay, so what would we say about this one? Es el carro de Batman. Es la casa de SpongeBob. Now, this you may or may not know is a famous guitar from the artist Prince. May he rest in peace. And you would say, es la guitarra de Prince. This is from Thriller. Es la chaqueta de Michael Jackson. We'll call this a camisa. Es la camisa de Michael Jordan. Let's say this ring belongs to Frodo, for example. Es el anillo de Frodo. Es el guante de Thanos. And finally, es el bote de Moana. Excelente. Okay. Now I'm going to show you one quick reading. Yes. All right, I'm going to show you a quick reading, and then I'm going to show you your assignment and be done. Okay, so just read this together. Mi amigo se llama Roberto. And notice how we're using possessives here. Su casa es muy grande. El perro de Roberto es pequeño, pero su cabeza es muy grande. Tiene pelo blanco. La comida del perro es el pollo. Su comida es deliciosa. Yo vivo con Roberto. Nuestra casa es roja. Okay, so that's just reading. So notice what I did here. I live with Roberto. Our house is red. Okay, now I'm going to show you one other example, and then this has the assignment with it. Okay, this little reading says, Me llamo Fernando, y mi familia y yo vamos de compras en Publix. Mis padres compran nuestra comida cada semana. Hay muchas buenas familias en Augusta, pero la mía es excelente. Mi amigo se llama Mario. Su gato es simpático. Mi gato es pequeño, pero el suyo es muy grande. All right, so this is a really good demonstration of using regular possessive adjectives. Mi familia, mis padres, nuestra comida, and then here I've added in a pronoun. There are many good families in Augusta, but mine is excellent. Okay, and then here we have mi amigo, and I talk about my friend su gato. Okay, and then finally it says mi gato es pequeño, pero el suyo es muy grande. All right, we don't say gato again because we already know it's a cat. Okay, so here's your assignment. It says write a passage like mine. It must include 6 possessive adjectives like me, tu, su, and 4 possessive pronouns like mío, tuyo, suyo. All right? So that's that. So that's going to help us practice that. This is going to be for a quiz grade. Okay? And as always, I shouldn't have to tell Spanish 3, but please, please, please avoid internet translators. If you need to look up one word, that's fine. Like a word like blanket or picnic or something like that. But don't put phrases in. All right? It's cheating and we won't have it. Okay. Bueno, entonces, so that's it for today. Study up for your test Tuesday. Expect all of that reflexive things, all that reflexive stuff, which is review, except for the new things like hug and kiss and get mad, get tired, etc. So study up for that and expect also for at least some of this possessive stuff to be on Tuesday's test at your class time. All right? All right, I will talk to you then. Adios.